Hi and welcome to the channel. In this tutorial, we look at how to create parametric families using extrusions. If you didn't know, this tutorial is part of a trilogy. The other tutorials investigate nested families, parameter association, and how to schedule equipment, so be sure to check them out. Now on your screen, what you can see is a parametric frame. The frame is made up of reference lines and 3 parameters. These parameters constrain the length, depth and height. To learn how to set those up, refer to the other videos in the series. Once a frame has been set up, it is possible to start modeling the extrusions. On the Create tab, find Extrusions, then using the rectangular sketch tool, start sketching. Now, when sketching, start inside the reference guides. Once the sketch is done, use the Align command, AL, on the keyboard, and progressively align the sketch to the reference planes. The key here is to lock the sketch to the reference plane each time. Now, activate an elevation view and constrain the height also. This will constrain the extrusion to the reference frame. So as the frame flexes, the associated extrusion does also. Following on, let's create the carcass. We can do this by using a sweep and profile. On the Create tab, pick Sweep, then on the far right, pick Path. Just as we did with the extrusion before, sketch just above the reference planes. And then, align and lock, including the endpoints as shown. Next, we need to sketch the profile. On the ribbon, select Edit Profile. This will direct you to an elevation view where you can sketch the profile. Repeat the sketch, align, and lock workflow. Then, move up to the Draw options and select the Pick Lines tool. Then on the options bar below, move to the far left and find Offset. Here set the carcass thickness. Ensure the sketch is a closed loop and finish. Now, let's flex the family to ensure it is working as it should. On the ribbon, pick the Family Types button and on one of the parameters enter a different value to flex the family. Everything is working well. That's the basics of creating a parametric family. Here, we want the base to be fixed. So locking a dimension will stop it from moving. Moving along, we can start to add some more structure. This time we can add the end panels. We will use the same methods we have used so far: extrude, sketch, align and lock. Let's see that unfold. This is the benefit of setting a frame up at the beginning and before extruding. Now, activate an elevation view and constrain the height also. It is always a good idea to view progression in 3D. Here we can see that the end panels extend up too far. Let's have a look at how to make minor corrections. Select the end panel and pick the top grip. Then, drag it down to disconnect it from the reference plane. This will trigger a warning shown in the bottom left corner. That's okay, Revit is just telling us that the top plane of the end panel is no longer parametric. Then, make the correction and continue. Next, we add the doors. Now, before, when adding the end panels, each panel was extruded separately. But here, we can extrude both panels at the same time. I wanted to show you a different technique. It's totally up to you. We can create the gap between them and bevel the edges. Then, over an elevation view, we can adjust the top and bottom constraints as shown. As you can see, the gap between the doors remains centered even as the family is flexed. Now, adding the shelf. As shown, we want this shelf to be parametric to the point of instantly updating the number of shelves. The easiest way to do this is to insert it as a separate family. Revit calls this nesting. Once that is loaded in, we can position and lock it. Then over an elevation view, we can start to set out the shelf arrangement. You will need a top and bottom constraint to ensure the shelves are evenly spaced, regardless of the quantity. Then align the center reference of the shelf to the lower reference plane and lock that in place. Then, select the shelf and move up to the ribbon and find the array command as shown. Now, watch carefully as I set this out. We need to pick a starting point, and then pick an end point. Notice the options bar is set to last. Once that is done, you will see an array reference, with a number noting the number of instances within the array. We need to make this parametric. To do that, click on it and move up to the options bar and find Label. Pick the drop-down and choose the parameter. In this case, I have made the parameter in advance, but you can watch the other videos in the series to see how that can be done. Now the number of shelves is parametric.